Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today, we're going to talk about Matic. This is the first time I believe we talked about it on the channel, but it is a project that we've spoken about a decent amount on the premium list. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. So Matic is nearing price discovery. And actually, the price right now is above all the prior weekly closes. So if we close above $2, we're looking at the highest weekly close ever for Matic. All right. Now, one of the reasons I'm bullish on Matic is because they are focusing on rollups, and as I said before, I do think rollups are the future for crypto, becoming rollup centric in terms of scaling and whatnot. I do think that is the right way to go, and projects that are focusing on that, I think will probably do quite well. Matic is focusing on that, therefore, I think it's probably going to do relatively well. Now, again, this is the first time I've spoken about it on the public channel, and you should note that we are now approaching the prior all-time highs. The prior all-time high for Matic, if you're not aware, is around 265, 267, somewhere in that area. It's going to, of course, depend on the exchange you use. But note that above that would be price discovery, and I ultimately do think that Matic will break out to the upside eventually, assuming Bitcoin stays relatively healthy. It's not even that Bitcoin has to go parabolic for Matic to do well. Even if Bitcoin were to just hang out at these prices, Matic would still probably do well. If Bitcoin does go parabolic, we know that altcoins can take a backseat to Bitcoin for a while. But to me, this looks pretty bullish, right? We held the line here, the bull market support band, Matic, the 20-week estimate, the 21-week EMA. We held the line here. We are, I mean, to me, it just looks like a fairly straight, long reaccumulation zone, right? A long reaccumulation zone for Matic. Namely that accumulation zone taking place between about 78, 90, 80 cents all the way up to about $2 or so. And if we actually look at this long-term trend on the daily, you can see that, I mean, we're sort of in this really long uptrend, right? A really long uptrend channel for Matic. And it does seem like it's only a matter of time before we break out to the upside. Now, could we get rejected on the first pass up here if we shift this higher? Could we get rejected on the first pass? Yeah, of course we could. I mean, we've seen Ethereum get rejected on the first attempt. We've seen many coins get rejected on the first attempt. So, if it goes up and doesn't make it through on the first attempt, doesn't mean it's not going to ultimately make it through. We just might need a little bit more time. All right. So some key areas to look at for Matic are probably the 20-day, which is all the way down at 150. We know the 20-week is all the way down at about 128. So we got a lot of wiggle room, right? If you go look at the Matic Bitcoin valuation, you can in fact see that we just had a fairly nice move this week, up a very modest 28% against Bitcoin. We are now above the bull market support band with regards to Bitcoin. And, I think hopefully we're probably going to climb higher. Now, if Bitcoin takes off, okay, we need to keep this in mind. If Bitcoin takes off and goes parabolic for a certain period of time, then we know that a lot of altcoins in the short term could probably bleed. So you could maybe see a local high like that and have it come back down, and then maybe it breaks out later on. Don't forget that. We know that Bitcoin is king. We know that if Bitcoin goes parabolic, altcoins are going to take a backseat to Bitcoin. That's just the way the market works, right? So if you see that, the consolation prize again for Matic is that, again, the USD valuation should still do relatively well, even if it can't keep pace with Bitcoin. But so far this week, it's actually been outperforming Bitcoin. Actually, over the last 3 weeks, Matic has been outperforming Bitcoin. So that is something I think to watch, the Matic valuation against Bitcoin. Also, we can look at the Matic valuation against Ethereum. The reason we look at these is to say, well, we know we're going to take on more risk by holding an altcoin like Matic. Therefore, it needs to give better returns than either Bitcoin or Ethereum. Against Ethereum, it has put in fairly decent returns in the past, going back to, January of 2021. Through May of 2021, we saw a very modest 4,900% gain. Right now, it has been bleeding some against the Ethereum valuation, but perhaps we're about to put in a higher high here. But of course, it's too early to call on that. So we will follow Matic on the channel, probably about as frequently as we follow other projects like Polkadot, Cardano, Chainlink, Avalanche. We'll occasionally cover it, but I did want you guys to keep an eye on it. It is approaching price discovery mode. And it's probably only a matter of time, right? Whether we break it here, whether we come up, get rejected by it, come back down, and then break it later on. Even if we come back down here, I would still argue that we would still probably come back up and break it later on, because I do consider the market cycle to be relatively intact. I think that we still have a ways to go this market cycle, and Bitcoin still looks relatively healthy. Therefore, speculation will continue on the altcoin market. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Remember to check out the premium list into thecryptoverse.com if you want to know how I am navigating these markets. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.